Across the Table with Ben Sorensen. Conversations with extraordinary people.
It's Ben Sorensen here, and across the table from me, a man who has been part of a band that sold over 30 million albums. That is a massive, massive amount. It is the Riff Sheriff, Mr. Tim Farris from INXS. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, good mate. How you doing?
Do you still get around and use that official title?
Yeah, well, sir usually precedes it, but and my family has to clap when I enter the room.
Oh, just
but apart from that, it's all good.
Low key stuff like that.
Low key, that's it.
Yeah.
It's really good we're coming to town actually, because half of us are sort of rural. We don't actually live on our farms, but we do whenever we can, and we're sort of aware of how the rural people don't often get to see bands like us and Vanessa Amorosi and James Rain. So this means a lot to us to get out there and see the people.
Well, see, that's what INXS have been really great at doing, because I've had a look at your tour schedule, not just with the event coming up at the moment, but you guys are just, it's like you've got a global tour constantly. You're always out there doing stuff.
Yeah, we only just get over jet lag before we get it again.
That's amazing.
And sometimes we don't even have time to get over the jet lag before we get jet lag.
Well, I think one of the great things about INXS is that there's almost no barriers to it. When you guys get on stage, it's all about fun and the music, and that's really a vibe that really comes across very strongly in the audience.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, I think so too. It's genuine because we really are having fun. We love playing together. We took a big hit when we lost Michael, and we sort of didn't know what to do. And I remember chatting with Angus Young backstage from AC/DC one time, and this is it would have been about 10 years ago, and I said to him, mate, how long did it take you guys to get over the loss of Bon, And he said, about 3 weeks. We went, so I was with my son, I went, oh, wow, it had been 3 years already for us.
Yeah.
And then, he said, yeah, but, having thought, if you think about it, mate, you guys had made it really big when you lost Michael, we still hadn't, and that was an interesting point. They had a lot less to lose in a way, because they really had, they really broke big with Back in Black, whereas we'd already sort of broken big. So, but like them, like a true Australian band, even though there's only two of them Australian now, but that we toured the world constantly, and that's how we sort of broke the world. And that's just sort of unfortunately was. This sort of Australian way, but very, very few bands actually had the perseverance or the guts to will it out and go back, start from the beginning, and go to new countries like the US and all of Europe and UK, Southeast Asia, South America. I mean, we've been touring South America since 1983, 84, and in fact, we were only there last week or the week before.
That's impressive. You'd have a couple of stamps in your passport by now.
But depends which passport you're talking about.
Yeah,
because the three Farris brothers of English heritage as well, so we have Australian and English passports.
Ah, nice.
But we chew up the passports pretty quick. Yeah.
Now, I was going to say you've got all of the Farris boys are in INXS. Does your sister feel left out?
Oh, probably.
And is she in the music industry as well? Was it something that your parents did?
No. Our father sort of was always been very musically orientated. In fact, I remember lots of Christmas parties where Dad would make everybody guests and everybody just play something, anything, a rake, or anything in the tool shed. He would get out and say, look, hit this together, or strum the rake, or whatever, and we'd all sort of play along to, Hootenanny or, the Gypsy Kings or something like that, and a lot of the old great 60s records as well, and And, Dad was always, pushing us to play a musical instrument by the time we were 8, which we all did, and it's just been in the blood, I guess.
See, and it really, really shows because the passion for the music is backed up by the skill on the instruments, and I think
Thanks, mate.
it really, really works very well. One of the other things that I think that you guys have done very well and very tastefully is since you lost Michael and you've come back, it hasn't felt like you've been trying to replace Michael, but it seems like you invite lead singers in to bring new life and their interpretation to the magic that is INXS.
Exactly. I mean, with the last album the studio album we made, Original Sin, there was probably a total of about 25, 30 different singers from all around the world. Everyone from Rob Thomas to Pat Monahan from Train, and I mean, the list just Ben Harper. He was playing Never Tear Us Apart in his live set anyway. And, there's a lot of people, John Mayer playing on Mystify, etc. I mean,
that would have been cool.
It was very cool. And, we just worked with so many different people, and we've sort of worked with so many different singers. But then we do that when Michael was around anyway. I mean, we did duets with Ray Charles and Chrissy Hine, and, the list just goes on. And it was something we've always been open to. And, once we got over the loss of Michael, John Stevens was very cathartic in that way. I mean, he really sang fantastic with us, and we sort of were able to move on, thanks to John in a sense, and now the world's our oyster again, and we're reinvigorated, and our new fellow Kieran Gribbon, who we call Gribbo, which he thinks is really funny, being an Irishman.
Yeah.
He's just such a lovely guy and just a great singer, great songwriter. So we're playing, and he and Andrew have been writing a lot together. So we're playing one of their little concoctions, which we're very proud of, and if not more.
So you'll be playing. Will you be playing one or two of those tracks when you come down to Australia?
And we're playing a lot of stuff we haven't sort of visited in a long time as well, which is really fun too. Sort of songs we've forgotten about, that a lot of people have sort of reminded us of, and we thought, this is really interesting. So it's very interesting when you listen to your fans and find out, your true fans, what songs they really love.
Well, you know what? I think that's spot on, because I was having a chat to Mark Lizotte, or Diesel, and he actually had an entire acoustic regional tour that he was doing, where
he does. He loves his acoustic.
He does. Yeah. And he was getting the audience to request songs on the night that they wanted him to play, and I thought that was pretty wild.
It is pretty wild, actually.
And it's exactly what you guys are doing, listening to your fans.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
It's really great to have that connection there with your fan base, and
we think it's important.
As big as INXS are, I still feel that they're still really aware and connected, or you guys are really aware and connected with the fans, and I think that really does make a difference as well.
Yeah, so do we, and that sort of, and particularly in a live situation, when you're actually looking at people, it's just a great reward being able to do that in itself.
So what's the next stage for INXS? You've done just about everything under the sun.
Yeah, well, Europe.
Yep.
So
I hear south of France
and
is
then
nice.
We're working on a whole lot of new material, which is very exciting, and that sort of will continue. Andrew and Kieran will be writing a lot next. Well, they already have, but they'll continue to write some next year, and then we want to go into the studio and start to record this new material and get a new album out, and then we'll be filling up those stamps in the passport again.
Yeah. do you love what you do, Tim?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, there's never enough time, which it reminds me of a song that's in the set at the moment. Not enough time, but or as I like to call it, not enough Tim. It's to do everything you want to do in life. So you just got to roll with the punches and get the most you can wherever you are in the world. which reminds me of an album title, Welcome to Wherever You Are. Because that's how I feel life is. It's welcome to wherever you are.
Well, I absolutely love your music.
You're going to hear my ringtone. Listen to this.
Here we go.
There, you love that. That's my Australian regional tour.
I love it. I love it. And, of course, people can buy ringtones and everything else from your website, and they can also check out your tour dates as well, no matter where they are on this beautiful globe of ours. www.INXS.com. You are doing some shows in Victoria, and it's very, very cool to see you guys come down here. Especially at the Mount Eliza show at the Morningstar Estate. That's a great place to play. Little bit different, but still lots of fun. Absolutely love it. Thank you so much, Tim.
You're welcome, Ben.
And I'll see you on tour.
All right, mate. Can't wait.
Across the Table with Ben Sorensen. For this interview and many more, visit our YouTube channel or bensorensen.com.